Welcome back to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler. Today we continue this first-ish run through Ultimate Grand Tactician, The Civil War. I'll get it eventually. This is the last one. We have renamed some armies. The three that I could remember for names. I want to say there's at least one other person that's been commenting somewhat regularly. So if you see this and you want your name up there, just shoot me a comment down there. But we have Moot Moot. There's an army of New England. Probably will eventually combine with what is currently the army of New York. We have Jet Nord's army of Washington. That used to be the army of northeastern Virginia. And so that'll be, this general area. It'll probably combine with the Department of Pennsylvania. And then we have Taco Bowler's army of the Mississippi. It's going to be in charge of my home state of Kansas over here. As well as, all of this stuff and heading down the Mississippi. Right now, it doesn't have anyone to combine with. It will. And then I've got the Department of the Ohio right here, which is unnamed. You can have that. It will eventually combine with the Army of Michigan. We've recruited the Army of New York and the Army of Michigan, trying to keep them somewhat regionally set. And so we'll have these four operating in Virginia. Hopefully not operating in like Pennsylvania and Maryland. Operating in Virginia, we're going to have these two operating in, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, down into Tennessee, Western Virginia, maybe down in that area. And then we'll have this one and probably at least another one as it operates down in this area as we go through this year. But that's a lot of recruiting that's already going on, and we're going to be draining our supply of men pretty quickly, although that should go up, hopefully, with this. Let me make sure that the projects are not auto-managed. They are not. How about this? Because this can spend some of the subsidies as well. So we're gonna not do that. The railways can auto-manage because that's its own thing here. This does not spend subsidies, so it can auto-manage as well. We're good. All right, economy alerts, production shortages. Okay, you can manage that. I don't want to manage that then. We'll deal with that as we go. But yeah, here we have that. Right now we have McDowell in charge of the Army of the Mississippi. I looked for good leadership and administration. I don't know if anything else matters there. We still have McClellan in charge of the Ohio. The Department of Pennsylvania under Robert Patterson. I believe that is still there. We have Winfield Scott, who's the Secretary of War, who's in charge of the Army of Washington. Because he was really good in those stats, and I wanted him involved. Benjamin Bryce in charge of Moot Moot's Army of New England, and then the Army of New York under George Meade, who's just been massively upgraded to that, and the Army of Michigan under the command of James V. Ricketts, who I believe also was promoted to get there as we went. As far as the Navy goes, I've combined them into a combat fleet, which is full of all the big guns, 40 or more guns. And then I have a river-based Navy that's able to float up the Potomac and eventually down into here and cause problems. And they are set to blockading, which you do right there. So they're going to blockade right now the Potomac and all of this area. I'm going to actually move them up to where they can blockade Harper's Ferry. I would like to do that. I'm going to get them on up into the Washington area. Then we have the Atlantic Blockading Squadron, which has a bunch of sloops and things. And they are supposed to be heading down here. We'll see if that happens. And then the Gulf Blockading Squadron, which also has 11 ships. I've also ordered up a bunch of river ships with intention of creating a Mississippi blockading fleet. Hopefully that'll be ready soon. Our credit rating is going to go in the absolute tank in the next month, but that's okay. We'll come back from that. The combat fleet is supposed to be, yep, they're long since off. They are headed down to face off against this fleet here, the James River Squadron. The Navy fights are simulated. And for the most part, they go the way you'd expect them to go. I don't think the Confederacy, 5 ships and 18 guns, can face off against my fleet here that has... Oh, we actually only have 1 able fleet ship, so actually, why don't you return to port, actually? So we have only 1 able-bodied ship. We're going to actually... I suspect that that's just transferring. The Atlantic blockading squadron didn't come off here. This is supposed to be returning to port as well. You can see that it has no ships. But the Potomac blockade does have 7 that are there, but it shouldn't run into combat, so we should be relatively okay. But I guess you can return to port as well. You'll return into Washington's port, so it'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I've assigned the Army of New York here to head to the Harper's Ferry crossing here, and then Pennsylvania to over to Pittsburgh, as I have a tendency to have a lot of armies stop at Pittsburgh, and I want to go ahead and build a supply depot there preemptively. This one's still heading toward Louisville. This one's heading toward Indianapolis, and this is staying here. If I recall correctly, there was a Confederate force that was supposed to be in this general area, the Missouri State Guard. They have moved over to here. So, I know their readiness is deficient. If the Confederates want to build a supply depot in my territory, I will let them, and then I'll go fight them later. But that's where that is. Let's go ahead and go 20 speed for a little bit, as we are still building up readiness and watching things go. I'm going to zoom in here and figure out how long I've got. If I want to let them build that, they're going to have it ready in 26 days. Kind of interesting that they are that strong there. Oh, the debt remaining unchanged, so that was okay. The intelligence report: the Confederate strength is currently doing Militia Act 2, which I think is what we're doing. The relations with Great Britain are not processing, which is very good. Yep, this is there. So 14 new brigades, 27,000 men been recruited. Confederate morale is at 96, and they are consolidating and regrouping, as are we. Ward is at his destination. That's the Potomac. Okay. We got 26 days, so the end of May we can move. And basically, this is still deficient. You're moving. So the Jitnord's army is going to be the first one able to build, but I'm not sure we have to build. I think the supply depot around Washington may already be constructed. It is. We might upgrade it. Let's go ahead and upgrade the building, since it's going to have to be there for Mootmoop's Army of New York, or New England as well. We'll go ahead and upgrade that building there. And then when they're somewhat ready, we'll send them both at Alexandria, which always seems to be the first battle that I wind up facing. It may not hurt to let them finish that too. So yeah, end of May. Let's just get to the end of May, and then we'll figure out where we want to go. The Army of Northwest is here. Oh, where is that? Come on. The Army of the Northwest has about 8,500 troops, so that's fine. What I like to have is this railroad right here, so which means we need to capture Winchester, and we need to capture Manassas Junction, which is, of course, where the First Battle of Bull Run was fought, as well as Alexandria. Now, if I can build a fort here and here and here on these junctions, hopefully I can control this railway until such time as West Virginia is created, and we can control that, and so we can travel through that territory, right, to get down to southern Ohio very quickly. That's the goal, is to do that by via rail. But let's go times 50 to get to the end of May, because it seems like I'm not planning on moving until then anyway. Someone's arrived at their destination. The combat fleet has arrived. The Department of the Ohio has arrived. And the Army of Michigan has arrived. Good. Go ahead and delete all of the moved stuff here. So, again, I don't know if I move into Kentucky, if that changes anything if I move down here. But we want to make sure that they don't take St. Louis, they don't take Louisville, but especially that the Confederates don't take Louisville, Louisville and Lexington, with no Union armies present. At least this army being in Missouri helps us a little bit if they were to take St. Louis or something like that. But yeah, this one being over here is really, really, really not good. If we're not in Kentucky and the Confederates manage to take any of these cities, Kentucky will secede. If I am understanding things correctly, I have a project I can do. What can I do? Go to assignable only. We can read more muskets, Springfield rifles. So I was wondering, like, what do they do here? Well, this doesn't tell us exactly what they do, but it at least is, something that is there. And Springfield rifles are really, really common stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get those. And so now Pittsburgh, has arrived to the Department of Pennsylvania, which is good. Quite good indeed. I'll got it set to pause when I open something and stay paused. For now, I'm going to keep these armies apart so that they're not stealing supply from each other. We'll see here. The Union calls for volunteers, 12-month contracts. The Congress sanctions further enlistment. The states are forming new regiments. There is a call to arms. Indeed, there is. And this is why I want to pause, because I want to get started again on the next policy, whatever it is, as quickly as I can. So, right now I'm kind of looking at a couple of things. I like funding, but right now our credit rating is A, so that's probably okay. We could try to get Breadbasket 2 in the northern routes, which would help with that. You can see that transports stuff along the Great Lakes, and the production demand of crops goes up by 25%, but the number of volunteers from Midwest states goes down by 10%, and I kind of am using a lot of those guys. But the main idea would be to do military unless I feel I don't need it. This would introduces new means of recruitment, and increases the subsidies you can pay, which brings about new weapons, new ship types, etc., as well as military reforms. Don't know how to do the military reforms. I'm hopefully going to find that out, and as I continue to play advanced for that. The other idea would be to do industrialization, allowing further financing of that. But there's no acts that can go along with industrialization, so it's just stuff, to act a little bit more. So I think it makes sense to go ahead and do military 1 here. And we'll go ahead and have that happen. The British declare neutrality. Any blockades to be monitored by Admiral Milne. The Admiralty is to reinforce Milne, and some regular troops are in Canada. But they're neutral. They're not. There's no. They might intervene happening up here. Here's the economic report. We've issued bonds. The debt is only at 89 million, which isn't that much with the amount of recruiting that I had done. These armies should be bigger in my mind, but I'm assuming that they're going to flow some more as some more stuff comes in. Let's go to projects here. Here was Hall's carbines. What is this, politics? They're considered obsolete surplus weapons of no use. Well, then I don't think I need that one. So we'll just have to remember to keep looking at that because it's going to be set up here. Confederacy calls for volunteers 2-year contracts. So again, we could push for that. For us, that would bring us into Chapter 2, the Demon of War. But that's, I don't really know if that affects much of anything. Oh, that's a fort garrison. Okay. So where is the Army of New York? I need you moving, dude. I need you moving. Alright, so let's take a look here. You are ready enough. Good. So here we go for construction. We can build a fort, we can build a supply depot, or we can build a telegraph line. And I would like a supply depot around Pennsylvania, around Pittsburgh. Kind of just have to figure out where they can go. Hi, what is the Army of the Northwest doing all the way up there? That's intriguing. And it wouldn't hurt for you to build one around Louisville. You're ready to invade. This is a farm, so that would be nice to have the supply depot right there next to the farm. Try and build it really close to the line so that we could be in Louisville or in Indiana. I don't think we need one in Indianapolis by any stretch. Alright, so they should be done building the Confederate supply depot down here, and they are. So I'm going to have him come on down here, and we're going to start chasing this army. And hopefully it doesn't outnumber us at this point. But we're going to try to take back all of this land here. But yeah, that definitely is an army up there. Less than good. But I think for now we'll leave it be. These guys will team up and answer it if I feel it's really necessary to answer it. But I think it is time to engage in the first real fight. The Army of the Potomac, only 4,800 strong. Usually the Army of the Shenandoah or something like that comes in and plays with you. We're going to have move on down here. Into Washington, and then both armies will move at the same time into Alexandria, Virginia, and we will cease to lose our support, and the Confederacy will begin to fall in their support, as we will undoubtedly beat the Army of the Potomac, even if they have a little bit of stuff behind them, frankly. Gentleman's really ready. Alright, and so you are also going to head down here, but I need you to turn off the rail movements. Because Gentnord doesn't have them. Gentnord's a lot later on that. I wonder why. Yeah, we would have to have some sort of combination. Alright, here is the Army of the Tennessee. That's what we need to be watching for. So I think having you move down... Let's have you move down here. It would be a wise thing. Alright, how big has this army gotten here? The Missouri State Guard shouldn't have been able to grow that much, because Missouri's not in the Confederacy. So I think that this battle will begin first, and this will be an actual battle that begins for sure. Alright, no other policies have been enacted, so here we go. Oh, they're both green now, which is fantastic. We'll watch them cross the Potomac, and here we go. So right now we only have... Oh no, this is the one out west. That did happen first. This is a very large advantage here. I would assume that if I auto-resolve this, it should work out in our favor. And the Army of the Potomac just ran away from Alexandria. The Battle of Franklin has a 73% chance of victory. Speaking of auto-resolving things, is the combat fleet better yet? No, they're halfway better. Any of the other ones good? This is getting better. That's good. Potomac is ready. I like to see that. Yeah, so the Army of the Potomac ran away scared, which unfortunately means that I don't get my battle. That's not any fun. We're going to bring Moop Moop's Army of New England over, because that... well... Jitnord's more ready. Go ahead and move you. You can rail it. And have you get there next to the Harper Ferry thing. Unless... No. Or just stay here. And that should cancel it out once the telegraph gets there. That should be fine. Alright, so we already have the supply depot down here, so what I'm going to do is build a fort. I'm going to try and place it as close as I can to Manassas Junction here. Oh wait, no, I can't build yet until the main city is actually done. I knew that. So the way auto-resolve battles work is that this just is here, and the computer calculates things in the background. You can watch this get better or worse. If you zoom in on this, you can see what's happening and casualties that are happening and things like that. You can see unit routed, etc. Victory at Franklin. Missouri State Guard in retreat. Colonel Lyon becomes hero. Support for the rebel cause wavers. They lost 233 men. We lost 265 men, which is not numbers that are good for us, but oh well. Let's see if we can't chase them out of Missouri. Let's head down to Springfield here and try and get this all to turn blue. I think that'll be good. I'm waiting for the Army of Tennessee to make a move. And then we'll see what to do about this army up here, which is now the only one still invading us, because the Missouri State Guard is in retreat for now. The win in the Confederacy, can I just take a CSA city? Yeah, capturing a city, okay. So as soon as we capture the city, so we have to have more presence in the city, or the only presence in the city, and it will start to capture. And so if we go over here to Alexandria, let's get the army symbols off. You can see that it is 49% of the way towards being captured there. So that bar will increase slowly until finally the city becomes blue under here. Well, hopefully Jitnord's army comes back, because something's coming up the river. You see the Army of the Shenandoah is here. Yeah, here we go. And so you can see the Army of Shenandoah, way more men here. There's no way we win this, so I'm going to go ahead and have them retreat. And hopefully you don't do that. That actual order. Yeah, there we go. I don't know where Moop Moop's army is going to stop. Right there. They stop right there. They are attacking Fort Washington. Let's have you get down there and have you get down here to figure that out. So here we are facing a siege. We have a 45% chance of victory against that. So hopefully we can win that. And well, as long as they're there, we might move Meade. We know where they are, so let's move Meade up here via rail. How long do you have on the supply depot? I think if I move away, that construction stops. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that be for now. We'll move Meade close by. See if we can't scare him away, but I'm going to doubt we do. What are you doing? Hopefully they turn when they get that message. Missouri State Guard was not chased very far at the end of that battle. We may have to actually play the next battle. Yeah, the Confederacy has a lot more men than we do. So we'll see what the army of Shenandoah is moving to. They have hopped on rails. They are heading into Washington, D.C. No, they are heading over to Fort Washington, charging as well. So once they entered the fight, our Battle of Fort Washington chances probably went down significantly. But they may hurt themselves trying to take that fort so much that we could actually engage in that. Alright, so Moop Moop has entered the fight. My guess is that we've all entered the fight. We have a 50% chance of victory. We'll see if that goes up or down. I don't know. But we've got quite the fight going now. So, Meade. Yeah, for now you can just stay right there. You completed a thing. You've not completed that, but you are ready. Enough. I'm going to make a response to things. I want you to go to Charleston, Virginia. Alright, so they did turn around. They are on their way to go and challenge the Missouri State Guard. And we may have to actually fight that fight. If we do, that will be in this episode. But for now, we're just going to see what happens here as this moves on. Is this going up or down? Kind of deal. Alright, Military Policy 1 has been enacted. The Union has strengthened its military. Do we have any more projects that can be done? Yes! Yes, we do. We can do railroad construction or suppress population. We will construct new railways with that. And then we need a new policy. So, regulars here. Instead of distributing the U.S. regulars among provisional Army volunteers to set an example, independent units will be formed from the regulars. 6 small regular units with good training and experience are added to your armies. Military experience goes down. I did not use that. I don't think I need to use that. Legal blockade discourages European trade fleets from helping the Confederate blockade runners. Will infuriate the leaders, but right now we have that ability. We could do that. Militia Execute. No, I don't want to do that yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and do Industrialization. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Industrialization going next. I would just really love for these armies to start getting up. The fielded manpower, it's not too too much of a discrepancy, but it's still something. If I could win something, that would be helpful. I can win anything. We shall see how this stuff goes. Not quite sure how this Fort Washington. Hey, 51% chance. These Confederate invasions, the Shenandoah, the Army of the Northwest, and Missouri State Guard has reformed, so that's where it is. So hopefully that will continue to go in our direction, but we're about to have a fight. No, we're not. They are running away scared. They just continue to not engage us in battle. Which is good. I mean, I didn't engage us in battle. Apart from the Battle of Fort Washington, we are engaging in that. Alright, so the Army of the Mississippi, let's just get a little bit slower of movement here, figure out where they're going. You go take Charleston, because that will at least be a city we can take. And how long on Pittsburgh? Because in theory, we could yank West Virginia from them really quickly, because everything is wide open. They've got all their forces over there in Alexandria, but we won't. 23 days. All right. I'm just going to continue to keep an eye on this because I'm not entirely certain that we're actually going to win it. We theoretically should, but I'm not entirely certain we're going to. Yeah, everyone is engaged in the fight. Yeah, 2 Confederate, 2 Federal. You can see that the Confederate forces do outnumber, but we have the fort. I was so hopeful things would go well in this campaign. But so far, things have gone intriguingly poorly. Just gotta keep watching it. 53% chance things are going in our direction. We might be able to put some pressure on them and make them give up the siege. With taking over Charleston, going in that direction over here. Watch this army come down here. The Missouri State Guard maybe has maybe stopped there. As the Army of New York has arrived. What other things have I done here? Oh, the Union has issued more bonds. We are up to an A- though, which is good. Have more projects I can get. Weapon production, infrastructure reform, subsidized industry. Okay, so finance improvement for the nation's infrastructure allows faster movement of goods. Macadamizing roads, are building new corduroy roads. Construction of bridges. Further increases the transport capacity of all the nation's important infrastructure points. Each level of this project will further increase industrial productivity. And this will further increase weapon production efficiency. Let's go ahead and get the stuff there first. Alright, so this is up to 55% chance, and now the Missouri State Guard has indeed reformed around Springfield. So I want you to head there. and continue to force them out of their own state. Yeah, 370 guns on this combat fleet. It is nice. It is nice. You even close to ready? No, you're not. 31 guns on this, but I don't know for sure that it would win. Alright, I want to at least get a little closer to ending the Battle of Fort Washington here. And what day am I done here? 16 days, roughly the end of June. Which is fine. We got a 58% chance. Things are going our direction. Ricketts is at his destination right here in Charleston. So, what we have here in the front lines, you can see that his little area is blue, but until we take Charleston, it will not be there. Once we take Charleston, it will turn a big, huge circle of blue, and then we'll just move him on. 59% chance. Did that start going down? I hope it didn't. Alright, so this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. I've been talking about the game. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please do like, please do comment, please do subscribe down below, because I'm going to actually engage this army in the next one. So that's where we'll start next time. I'll see you next time.